everybody, welcome to Miss Kes Wig class. Today we are going to be making a fringe wig, and my name is Kes Wig Base, and welcome to this class. So the first thing I did is I put on my wig cap on my mannequin, as you can see on the screen, and this is the hair I'm going to be using. You can use any other kind of hair that you like, as long as it's straight. Okay, so you can just use any hair you want. So for this fringe, what we are going to be doing basically is I'm going to fix it up until I get to that part that I'm showing you now, until I get something like a U shape in front. So it's the same way I fixed my invisible part wig that I'm going to be fixing this wig, all the way from the back till I get to that front, and then we're going to start making the fringe. So I'm not going to show you how to make the wig from the scratch. You can go to my previous video on invisible part wig and watch that. So now I've made the wig up to that part, and this is the time for us to start making the fringe. So you guys can see that I make sure the U shape is really showing in front there, and that's what I want you guys to do. So now I'm going to take my weave on, and I'm using the shortest part of this weave on for the front, and I'm just going to take it and cut the shape of the front. I'm going to show you now. I'm cutting the shape of the front, and I'm adding 2 wefts of the weave on to give it volume. And before I start sewing this, I want to make sure that it's facing the bob way. That is, the hair at the tip is going inside. Make sure it's not going outside. Make sure it's not flipping out, but flipping inward. So I'm just going to start sewing from one end to the other end, and you can see that when I place the hair in front there, I made sure it got like a kind of, a little bit of curved shape, in front. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew that into my hair. So it's time for us to fix the other parts of this hair, and I'm still doing the same thing. I'm laying it, you can see, in a bit of a curved way, and I'm not giving so much space because this is the fringe, and this I'm going to continue laying it up until I get to a point that I want it to go round. So you guys want to make sure that you don't give so much space to give it like a kind of volume. And you can see mine is kind of thick in front, so it depends on how thick you want your fringe in front to be. If you want it really thick, you can lay it really closely, but if you want it a bit light, you would not lay it so much. So that depends on you. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay one more because I want it to have like a little bit of volume. And also I'm laying it in such a way that I'm going to have something like a circle. So you don't want it to be straight. You want to lay it in such a way that it's going to have a circle when it's completed with the one at the back. As you guys can see, I'm forming like a circle in the middle of the head. So please and please and please make sure you do it this way. Make sure you don't lay it straight so that your fringe does not look awkward. Please and please and please. So now my hair has volume, and now I'm going to be moving to the next stage of this fringe. And you can see I doubled my weft, and I made sure I combed it and it's flipping inward. And now I'm going to just start sewing round and round and round and round till I get to the middle. And it's not easy because you might want to not follow it so closely, and it might begin to form a sphere instead of a circle. So please make sure you follow it closely as I'm doing. Make sure it's going round, not spherical or triangle or rectangular rather. So please make sure you make it go round, and if you are tired, you can stop and come back and continue instead of just like trying to finish it up on time. So take your time and make sure you sew it till it gets to a circle, because if it doesn't go round in the middle, the closing is not going to be neat. It's going to look straight, and you don't want the middle looking straight. You want it looking like a dot. Okay, so you guys are going to see what I'm talking about in a minute or so. So I just went ahead and I continued sewing, and this is the end of our circular sewing, and you can see I have something like a dot there. And then I'm just going to try to close this up, and I'm going to tack this like 3 to 4 times so that it gets like completely closed and sealed. Then I'm going to cut out the excess and go ahead to sew this one more time. So this is how I make my fringe, and once we're done with this, I'm going to be showing you guys how I'll do the closing of this hair and the cutting of the fringe in front. So you want to make sure you cut the fringe at the mouth of the mannequin or below the nose. Then I like to move mine backwards, then just try to trim it and make sure all the hairs are straight. And if you put this fringe on, if it's longer, it's better for it to be longer. Then you can trim on the person's head rather than for the fringe to be too short. Okay, so this is the finished look, and this is how it looks like when I put this on, and this looks really nice. And I hope you guys like this, and I hope you guys make something that you would really love to wear, or something nice for your customers. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye. Now that I'm done sewing, I'm going to take my big comb and I'm just going to like comb this hair out and make sure I comb it like every part is facing where it's supposed to be. So this is how I cut my fringe, guys. I'll open up one side that is directly in line with one of the eyes of the mannequin, like the end of the eyes of the mannequin or the middle, depends on what size of mannequin you're using. And I'm going to go to the other side and open the other side that is like directly on the eyes of the mannequin. And once I do this, I'm going to comb it out one more time, and then we're going to start cutting the fringe. So make sure it's not wide. Make sure you use the eyes of the mannequin to bring out the hair you want to use for the fringe. This is like really important because you don't want your fringe looking so wide and getting to your ears. You want it directly like just on your forehead. So I'm going to take the fringe, straighten it, then I'm going to like turn it like the way I'm doing now, and then I'm just going to cut it straight to the other end. And this is what's going to give it that look like. The edges of the fringe is going to be really long, and you guys can see that for the fringe I cut my fringe at the mouth of the mannequin. Please don't cut it a little bit higher. What you're seeing here is that I've moved the fringe backwards.